Okay, what we're going to look at now is our maths workbook. We're going to do some work which is relating to what we learned this morning in the learner's book in our workbooks. Okay, so we're going to be doing pages 51 and 52. So 51 is up on the screen here already. You should see it next to me. So it's for Unit 9, Handling Data and Problem Solving. So it starts with can you remember? So have a go at trying to work out the answers from can you remember. So these are some things that we've studied in Unit 8. Okay, so they should be quite familiar already. So I won't go over those now, so try and work those ones out by yourselves. And what we're going to look at is sorting numbers and shapes. Okay, so this is similar to the work we did earlier in the learner's book. So you can't see it very clearly on my screen, but in your book it should look more like this. Okay, you should see the tables quite clearly. So we need to write down two different numbers to go in each section of the Carroll diagram here for number 1. So we need a number which is greater than 10. That means a number that's higher or bigger than 10. So a number that's higher than 10. And a number that is not greater than 10. So for this one, we need a number that is less than 10. Okay. So for greater than 10, we need a number that's 11 or higher, and for not greater than 10, we need a number that is 9 or lower. So we need two numbers for each of these columns, greater than 10 and not greater than 10. And in the rows, we have odd and even. So for this box here, we need a number that is greater than 10, that's higher than 10, and is odd, which means it can't be divided into two equal groups. It can't be divided into groups with even numbers on both sides of it. Okay, so I'll give you one example for that one. An example of a number that's greater than 10 and is odd is the number 11, because if you split 11 into two groups, you cannot get two even groups, and the number is bigger than 10. So you need to think of one more number to go here, and then two numbers to go in each of the other boxes there. For the second Carroll diagram here, we need to do the same thing again, but the answers are in this row, in this column, multiples of 5. So these are numbers which can be divided by 5 without a remainder. Okay, so if it's a multiple of 5, it will be divided by 5 with no remainder. If it's not a multiple of 5 and you divide this number by 5, there will always be a remainder. So in the columns, you need a multiple of 5, not a multiple of 5, and in our rows we have a multiple of 3 and not a multiple of 3. So in this box here, your two numbers are going to have to be both multiples of 5 and multiples of 3. In this box, they're going to be a multiple of 3, but not a multiple of 5. Okay, so have a go at number 1. Oh, gone too far. For number 2, you need to write down 5 different numbers on this page for each list. Okay, so this is not a Carroll diagram, these are just lists. Okay, so 5 different odd numbers, 5 different multiples of 3, 5 examples of a number that leaves a remainder of 1 when you divide it by 10, and 5 numbers that leave a remainder of 2 when you divide them by 5. Okay, so have a go at putting 5 numbers in each of these lists here. So 5 numbers for each list. And then we'll move across onto page 52. And then we're going to be looking here at something called a Venn diagram. So it's a bit different to a Carroll diagram, but these diagrams are actually something that we've looked at before in science. Okay, so we used them in science to look at things that were strong, flexible, and then the things that went in the middle were materials that were strong and flexible. So we're not doing that this time. We're going to draw shapes in these Venn diagrams. So in this side you need to draw a shape that is four-sided. In this side you need to draw a shape that has no right angles. Okay, I'll send another video about right angles because we've talked about right angles before, but I think some students may need a reminder about right angles, so I'll send a YouTube video about right angles after this lesson as well. So you need a shape here with no right angles, a shape here that's four-sided, and then in the middle of your Venn diagram you need a shape that is both four-sided and has no right angles. So you need to draw a shape here that has four sides and no right angles. For B, you need to do the same thing again. A shape that has two right angles. Here, a shape with two right angles. A shape that is a pentagon here. That is a pentagon. So look in your learner's book if you can't remember what a pentagon is, okay? And then in the middle here you need to draw a shape which has both two right angles and is also a pentagon. So that shape will go in the middle here. So you should end up with three shapes here drawn in here, and the one in the middle should be with two right angles and a pentagon here, and a shape with two right angles on this side. For number 4, it is playing a game, okay? So for this game you are going to have to play the game with someone in your house. So maybe you can play it with a brother or sister, or your mum or your dad, or another one of your relatives. So you need to play this game in pairs. Each player should choose a section, so you choose either section A, section B, or section C. So you roll 1 to 6 spinners. Now I know not many people have got spinners at home. What you can use instead of spinners is dice. Okay, so dice are the same as spinners. They've got 6 different sides, and if you roll them you're going to get a different number each time, so it works in the same way as a spinner. So roll 2 spinners or 2 dice and then multiply the numbers together. So if I rolled these 2 dice and I got a 4 and a 2, I multiply 4 by 2 and then write the answer in the Venn diagram in the right place. So if it is less than 20 it will go in C, if it is odd it will go in A, and if it's both less than 20 and odd it will go in B. Okay, so if you've got some dice or some spinners at home, have a go at playing this game with someone in your house and see how you get on. Okay, good luck.